This is a question that comes from page 257, question 8 in your textbook. And I really like this question because it not only it asks you to, I'm assessing you with this question on your ability to do the math, but also, more importantly than that, in this situation, I'm assessing you on your planning skills. And so this is something you might see on the test, and this is why I've given you this question. So the order reads 1,200 milligrams intramuscularly every 12 hours for 4 days. The instructions on the package state to reconstitute the drug, the either 1 gram or 2 gram vial, by adding 2.1 milliliters or 4.2 milliliters respectively. So essentially what that is telling us is that you have two vials that you can choose from that both are it's the same drug, they just are coming either in 1 gram or 2 grams. So what it's saying is 1 gram you would add 2.1 milliliters of your diluent. For the 2 grams, you're going to add 4.2 milliliters. So when it says respectively, in case you haven't seen that used yet, the respectively means that in the order you see it. So the 1 gram goes with the 2.1 because both of the 1 gram comes first and the 2.1 milliliters comes first in our milliliter units. So that's what that means. So you would, with the 1 gram, you would be adding 2.1 milliliters. With the 2 gram, you'd be adding 4.2 milliliters. Both yield, though, a strength of 350 milligrams per milliliter. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind, that the strength is going to be the same for both. So the first question we're being asked is, which vial will you use? And that's something that is important because drugs are very expensive, and you want to be able to use the appropriate amount and not be wasteful. In addition to that, you also want to make sure that you're not opening and constantly using different packages for the same patient based on sterilization and contamination issues. So the first question that we're going to address here is, which vial do we use? So what we're going to actually do is calculate, in order to figure this out, we're going to calculate exactly how much 1,200 milligrams equals in terms of its milliliters. Notice here that the strength of your medication, whether it's the 1 gram or the 2 gram vial, is the same. The difference comes into how much you have, whether you're adding 2.1 milliliters or 4.2. So we need to figure out how many milliliters we need. So we're going to use that 1,200 micrograms, that is our order, but the unit fraction we're going to use is from the strength. So 1,200 milligrams multiplied by 1 milliliter over 350 milligrams, because we're interested to know how many milliliters is equal to 1,200 milligrams. So the milligrams cancel out, and you're left with 1,200 milliliters over 350, which will give you 3.4 milliliters. So to administer the drug right away, and especially every 12 hours, at least for your first dose, you're going to need 3.4 milliliters right away. So when we're asked this question, which vial will you use, we need to take into consideration the planning. So if the 1 gram vial that we're given will give us 2.1 milliliters, and the 2 gram vial will give us 4.2 milliliters, but we need 3.4 milliliters, hopefully you can tell me just by looking at these numbers that you will have to go with the 2 gram vial, because how would you be able to extract 3.4 milliliters from only 2.1 milliliters? It's just not possible. So your answer to the first question asked in this overall question is, you would use the 2 gram vial. Okay. So now that we've taken care of that first question, we're now going to address part B, which is just asking you essentially how many milliliters would you administer. So essentially it's asking us the same question that we've kind of already done, but what we're really looking for here is that you're understanding the orders given. So how you would answer B essentially is 3.4 milliliters every or Q 12 hours for 4 days. And that's how you would answer that. So you might find a question like this on the test. And again, we are assessing you on your ability to think and plan ahead.